Hello, Victorians. Welcome back. Today we are playing Egypt. I think it's only becoming after our Ottoman episodes that we play their nemesis, Egypt. Egypt, as we have mentioned in the Ottoman play, was technically a Ottoman subject in the year of 1836, but enjoys full autonomy. In fact, they have just gone to war with the Ottomans a few years back and currently is on a truce that will last for another 4 years with the Ottomans. As soon as the truce expires in 4 years' time, the Ottomans will start a war against Egypt to take back these provinces where the Ottoman Empire still has a claim. Um, we will try to achieve Muhammad Ali's ambition in this play. That's what we're going to do. And to do that, I think we need to form Arabia. Um, we need to form Arabia, which means we need 16 of the 21 states, state regions listed here, most of them on Arabia Peninsula. And then we need to control Eastern Thrace, which, as you know, is the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Um, so that's what we're trying to do. Um, Historically, Egypt in the year of 1836 was under the rule of this this guy. I think, yeah, Muhammad Ali al-Albai, although he looks a little bit different from the pictures I saw in the encyclopedia. A very ambitious, very powerful, very capable guy. He's actually, as we have mentioned in the Ottoman play, he's actually Albania. Was born in Greece, um, and initially he was a tax collector. Of course, being a tax collector back then in the Ottomans means that he was also a soldier. So gradually ran, rose along the rank and was sent by the Ottoman Empire to take over Egypt when the French left. Napoleon briefly invaded Egypt, but then, due to the entanglement in Europe, they left Egypt, and there was this vacuum of power. So Muhammad Ali went to Egypt and managed to instate himself as a ruler there and started pushing for reforms, which turned out to be very successful. He also, although he was originally appointed by the Ottoman Empire, he very quickly ran into problems with the Ottoman Empire, and they went to war where he took this part. Um, which is, I think, in a general sense, is a Levant, um, including Syria, Palestine, Jordan, Sinai, um, and so he's a very capable ruler. His son, his heir apparent Ibrahim al-Alawi, uh, was a general, was a military man. I mean, they all were. Egypt basically, as you can see here, is a military government. Actually, talking about which, we're gonna reform it to make it a little bit more representative. We're gonna invite the landowners and the church to our government, give it a higher legitimacy and a little bit more legislative options. Um, Ibrahim wasn't that successful, but we will see. Can we invite any agitators? We can't invite any agitators. So talking about government, this guy Muhammad, who is the founder of this, what they later would call Al dynasty, which continued to rule Egypt until I think Second World War. Although they gradually lost the power and became more like an agent of the British. Um, Interest group is armed force ideologist, jingoist, which means that he strongly endorses mass conscription and the professional army, as well as colonial exploitation, colonial resettlement, frontier colonization, but oppose peasant levies. Um, moderately powerful, neutral, moderately popular, neutral, popularity, ambitious, persistent, and innovative. Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate portrait of our ruler. A very resourceful guy. And most powerful interest group in Egypt back then was landowners with 66% of political clout. So we should bear this in mind when we push for any legal changes. Um, we do actually have a lot of legal options, law enactment options. I think the most interesting thing is that they have a right of assembly as free speech law, although it's not very popular. We can go to censorship, which will give us a little bit more authority, which allow us to levy more tax. But we can stay with right of assembly. It gives a little bit more technology spread buff. We have no police. There are a lot of very interesting options. We can go to dedicated police force. Just makes everybody easier. A lot more tax. Let's see if this consumption tax makes sense. We're gonna levy tax on porcelain, I think, and luxury furniture and luxury clothes. Uh, Egypt has terrific textile industry because, as you probably know, they grow very nice, very fine cottons. So they have a very strong textile industry. I think that's it. I'm tempted to lower um, government wages, but that doesn't really save much money. So we find this, we have some tax deficiency in Lower Egypt, and probably need to build one more government administration. Um, we can renovate our production methods, and we are going to do that. We are going to can do free church. We can do gas lights. No, we don't have. Because being an Islamic country, they don't drink. It's a dry country. Alcohol and wine are taboo in Egypt, so we're gonna set it to single crop. That will actually make us more money. And here we're gonna set it to yeah, happy construction. Set it to iron. Now we're running some shortage, but we can solve it by importing. Okay. Technology-wise, we will need some military technology because we're going to war almost immediately and going to big war in 4 years' time. But we're suffering some penalties. I'm thinking maybe we can do lathe first. Alternatively, we can do empiricism or mass communication, which gives us a little bit more authority, which would be nice to have. 78 more authorities. We go empiricism because that improves education access. And I think we're going to build maybe 2 more construction sectors. So let's look at the diplomacy. We are, of course, on very bad terms with the Ottomans. I think we are no rival. I'm gonna declare them as a. We can't because they are a global power and we're not. Nevertheless, we need to declare some rivals. Ashanti, yes. Marina, yes. Sokto, yes. Morocco and the Tunis, yeah, I guess why not? Declare everyone as our rival. And then we're gonna start improving with the two most important countries will be France and Britain. And to less extent will be Russia and Austria. We can also actually improve with these Mediterranean power like Spain, Portugal, two Sicilies. We don't have enough to improve with Sardine, but you get the idea. So if we go to United States now and ask for a forced recognition, there's a 20% chance they will say yes. At this point, all we have to do is just keep saving and loading until we get them to say yes. And it should take you no more than 5 times to get that. Yeah, now they have accepted, and we are a recognized country, a major power. How cool is that, huh? And now we can focus on the real conquest, which is to consolidate the Arabia Peninsula. And we will start reducing Hejaz's autonomy. We have only one protectorate, that's Hejaz. Then immediately, I think we want to conquer Naid. I think we should conquer Naid. Um, I mean, on Peninsula of Arabia, only crucial state in this point is a protectorate of the British. Everything else is up for grabbing. So we start from the big one. This Hayes, of course, historically is the most populous and the rich um, country on the peninsula because they benefited from the trade, the Red Sea. Um, and they is actually the poorest, I would say. But the idea is to turn all of these small countries, including Oman, which has a colony in East Africa, all of this except the Trucial state, which is already under protection of the British, into our protectorate. We should be able to do all of that before the truce with the Ottoman expires. So Ottoman started a return state diplomatic play against us. They are asking to return Adana, Syria, Aleppo, and they want to conquer. And France wants to conquer Egyptian Senegal, which is this part. Yeah, this part. We're going to ask for. Of course, we want to. I think our ultimate goal is to conquer these parts, these provinces that would be relatively easy for us to incorporate Basra, Baghdad, Mosul, and Deir ez-Zor. But we also want to take Tripolitania, as well as French Senegal. But we can't have them all, right? We have 70 points left. Okay, this is what we're going to ask for. We'll be conquering 2 states. Maybe we will set it to defense for 1 minute. Okay, so we're enjoying a advantage on this front, so we'll set everyone to attack. Actually, we're going to give them a few more extra supplies, just to make the boys happy. Yeah, it should be a relatively easy war from now on. France is going through a civil war. We have taken this land that we demand from them. All we have to do is just repel the aggression from Tripolitania and then focus our forces on the border with the Ottomans. We can actually conclude the war. They will say yes to all of our war goals. And by doing so, we have got this part or this part, Ankara and the Tribeca, and because their culture is not discriminated uh, in Egypt, so it should be relatively quick for us to incorporate them. Um, of course, by demanding these two pieces of land, we have increased our infamy level by quite a lot. We have also taken French Senegal from France, and they are, I think, paying us a, I think they're paying us a war reparation, but they're in civil war. I don't know to what extent, how long they're gonna hang on. I do hope that, yeah, it doesn't look very hopeful because they're suffering disadvantage on France. They have 92 battalions, the rebels have 180, yeah. Well, it's what it is. We'll have to focus on what we've got. We're going to incorporate this newly acquired state first and solve the shortage problems in our local market. And again, our goal is to increase our literacy ratio so that our innovation value can go up. Um, and we need to solve those raw materials, iron or and coal shortage in our local markets.